Now are to conduct the fourth round of Corps Commander level talks in Trishul in eastern Ladakh. The military level talks will be held to discuss the second phase of disengagement along the line of actual control. From the Indian side, the meeting will be led by Lieutenant General Harinder Singh, who is the commander of the 14 corps stationed in Ladakh. From the Chinese side, the PLA's Major General Lin Lui will be heading the talks. Disengagement at the Pangong Lake area and the Depsang Plains is expected to be at the focus of the talks. Experts say this round of talks could prove to be the toughest yet, as both sides have some serious differences in these two regions. At the Pangong Lake, the Chinese side had set up a camp at the base of Finger 4 of the mountain ridges, and India's claim for land is still Finger 8. Now, sources said the Chinese soldiers have now moved to Finger 5 under the disengagement agreement until now. Now, both sides are also expected to review the progress of disengagement activity at several points along the LAC. Now, after 3 rounds of Corps Commander level talks, India and China agreed to disengage at Patrol Point 14, 15 and 17. The border standoff was first reported in early May. A bloody clash on the 15th of June in the Galwan sector resulted in casualties on both sides. But India and China have maintained talks through military and diplomatic channels. Now, there have been indications that talks could last for months and both sides are in for a long haul. Now, we are being joined by our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibal, for more on this. Good evening to you, Siddhant. Talks to discuss the second phase of disengagement along the LAC. What are we expecting from this fourth round of talks?
Well, Alison, it is expected to be a pretty marathon level of talks, given the fact that the last 2 rounds of talks on 22nd of June and on 30th of June lasted for approximately 11 hours and 12 hours respectively. So do expect the talks to continue for considerable hours. And the main focus in these talks, which of course are the first talks for this month, but fourth talks since last month, since 6th of June, focus will be on the next stage of disengagement at the LAC, and also making sure that there is no repetition of what happened on 15th of June when India lost 20 of its soldiers. The Chinese also lost a considerable number, but they haven't been very vocal about the numbers exactly. But by and large, crucial round of talks, and both sides are expecting a long haul well into the winter. And the fact that this incident, the June incident, has broken the trust level on the Indian side, given the fact that the Chinese had went against the consensus that had arrived after the same level of conversation on 6th of June. So the Indian side is cautious when it comes to dealing with the Chinese, making sure that there's no repetition, also focusing on verification on the ground, because that is necessary for the Indian side to make sure that the Chinese side have committed or are following the commitments they had made during these talks. But by and large, we know that there are sticking points as well, especially when it comes to patrolling at the no man's land, or what is called as the areas where both sides used to patrol once. Now the focus is to make sure that both sides are not present at the same location which have been vacated by both sides, to make sure that there is no repetition of what happened in the past. But by and large, crucial talks required to make sure that there is no repetition. We know talks are happening at the diplomatic level also, and the fact that the entire year is now expected to focusing on implementation of the outcomes of these talks.
Siddhant, thank you very much for that update.